Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another Pokemon Cards Mail Day. It is episode 17 in this series and the first one of May. Let's take a look at all the Pokemon cards that I picked up over the last 2 weeks, and we start off with the pile that I put up for sale already again. As you will see, I have picked up a bunch of Japanese art rare Pokemon cards. A lot of Pokemon cards from the first generation, amongst others. We picked up another Tatsugiri. I think that card is underrated and it's start to appreciate a little bit of the last few weeks, I've noticed. Then you will also see in the upcoming piles of Pokemon cards, because I only list one item per card, that we picked up a bunch of Japanese artwork from the Pokemon card 151 set. I really feel like this is one of the last opportunities to do so. They start to get more and more expensive. And if you have been following my journey so far, you could see that 2 years ago I picked up these cards for only $1. I now pay $4. I ask 5. That counts for the Tangela, Mr. Mime, and also the Ammonite. We see some new cards from Nihil Zero Perfect Order. I start to pick up more of those. We have Inferno X Dugong, a really gorgeous card, only $2 to $3. I think that is criminally underrated, but it is a small set. A lot of people have opened it, so there is a lot of them available on the market currently. As we move on to a Magby, one of my favorite art rares as well, and I still think it is really a shame that there is no Elekid, because there are a lot of Magmar and Electabuzz fans out there. So very cool to see they made a baby Pokemon Magby art rare but no Elekid. Well, I think this one is from Ninja Spinner already. We have the Talonflame here flying over the city, a really cool card. It just came in a few days ago. I have ordered about $550 worth of Pokemon cards and some larger package, some only 4 card orders. And I don't want to pay too much attention to it, but as you can see, a lot of the cards I order everything near mint. I've never ordered a card, with some exceptions of course, but I generally never order cards that are lower condition than near mint. But I want to touch on the subject of card condition at this moment. Just taking a brief moment. As you can see, this Shuckle has an orange sticker on the sleeve. And you can see very quickly, you can tell that this card has been damaged. And in my opinion, it is a lot of damage. Let me see if I can zoom in on the camera. I could also zoom in artificially, but there is a large area of damage up here. Maybe I can show it in a picture as well. It is, to me, that is just not near mint anymore. Sometimes I complain to the sellers about the card condition, and other times I won't. It is not zero tolerance on near mint cards. It is allowed to have a little bit of damage, but for example, this Ninetale has one spot of whitening on the back, somewhere on the top edge. Well, I think that is allowed, but it is not nice to see if you order 36 cards and 10 cards come damaged, in which I think 4 cards, for example, are really damaged. Well, you order everything near mint. So here we have a beautiful Ivysaur of the set Pokemon card 151, the Japanese art rare. This card was only $3 2 years ago. I now paid $10 or maybe even $11 excluding shipping, so I have to ask like 13 if I want to sell it again, and this pile is also up for sale. We have one more of the Mega Starter Deck 100 Pikachus, I believe, a non-foil. I picked up 5 of those. And then we move into a really cool card, one of my favorites. It is from the Detective Pikachu, a reverse foil. A really cool Bulbasaur. You can see a few scratches, so it is nice that I am now looking at the cards while recording the video. I have to add a sticker to this one. I really hope this set picks up some steam in the near future. It is a really cool set, small set, but like I said in other videos, especially the English variant of this set, the normal Detective Pikachu and the Japanese one is Great Detective Pikachu. In the Great Detective Pikachu, the Japanese variant, you get some really cool 4 trainers, namely the Lieutenant Yoshida card that is worth a couple of bucks. But in the English variant of these booster packs, there is not really a cool card to pull, so that is why. So I think the English booster packs, specifically the EV, is not represented by the pack price, and you should keep them sealed currently. So we have some really cool arts. I picked those up for 50 cents 2 years ago. They're now going for $1 to $2 already. But yeah, that is 2 years ago, and talking about years ago, like these cards were also 50 cents, maybe 30 cents or so, but yeah, the good times are over for that matter, and I am trying to pick up some new cards as well, as I am still picking up the older cards too. Sword and Shield's already 2 eras ago. It is really good. Time flies when you have fun. Then we move on to some sealed promos. We have the Watrel, the Ionos Watrel, and you can see she is called Mystica in Indonesian. We have some more of those holiday calendar promos. They are really cool cards. I think they're underrated at the moment. We have some other ultra rares and Black Star promos here from so some kind of adventure chest or collector's chest. Some more holiday promos, and then these really cool promos, Black Star promos from Scarlet Violet era, really early on with Rory and Liko from the anime. Moving on to the next stack of cards, hopefully we will find some Pokemon cards here that are really cool. Yes, I picked up an Latios. I think the blue one is Latios, I'm not sure, I always mistake those. We have some more yellow border trainer galleries, Sun and Moon Black Star promo, Charizard GX from Hidden Fates Tin. Awesome card as we move into this Zero Aura, and I heard rumors, maybe it's already like published news, but there will be a really cool Zero Aura new card, like a mega variant or something, I'm not really sure yet. We have the Glastrier, that is from a really old holiday calendar. There you can see a bunch more Mr. Mimes over here, a Mightyena, and I think there will be a Solrock somewhere that has significant damage. I picked up one more Groudon because I sold one, and this one also unfortunately has a lot of damage that I think is not near mint anymore. So these are all green stickered, which means whitening, so that's a very common phenomena on the yellow border trainer galleries, that the cutting from the factory is not optimal. So then we have the Zekrom in Japanese, which is really cheap in comparison to the English counterpart, the promo from the Ascended Heroes ETB. So I decided, okay, maybe people think the English one is a little bit too expensive. Let's pick up some of the Japanese ones so that it will be to give people a chance to buy the art for a little bit cheaper. That's why I love the Japanese Pokemon cards so much. We picked up some more of the Jesse and James Here Comes Team Rocket from Celebrations. Awesome card too, guys. Some more Celebrations, so it looks like the same stack as we just took a look at, but it is a different stack. I just picked up a lot of duplicates of all these cards because I really like them. And it starts to become reality right now. People, when this card was $1 only, people said, oh, I think it's gonna be a $5 card. It's gonna be a $5 card. Throughout all the years that Celebrations was widespread available. Now I picked this card up for $3 and I'm now selling them for $4. So yeah, it is almost come reality, that prophecy. Well, I thought in the past it was really a hot take to think a $1 card is going to be $5 eventually, but it is Pikachu, it is flying and serving Pikachu. And there we have the damaged Solrock, so I wanted to point out some examples. So this card was sold to me as near mint as well. I'm trying to keep it in the light so that you can see the damage over there. Like right here on the top of the card you can see a big scratch or line or crease or however you want to call it, a pressure line maybe. So yeah, and the card was sold to me as near mint. It didn't happen during transit. This happened because the cards were very well packaged. So this must have happened at someone's home and they didn't see it, or they just sold it as near mint and they thought it might be near mint still, but I don't think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I think I got a refund or a partial refund for this card, but it's just a shame. If you buy large quantities of cards and all are expected to be near mint and they are all like damaged, even if it is minor damage but just beyond the borders of what I can call near mint, then I have to sell them in a lower condition. And what happens, I told it a couple of years ago as well, eventually I might be the one sitting holding the bags of the cards that are not near mint anymore. So far I am actually able to sell those cards that are not in near mint condition with a slight profit even. Although I have to label them in the justified condition, so that's not the point at the moment, but I see in my inventory there are more and more cards with stickers on them, indicating that the condition is not near mint. Now something about this card, if you look this card up on Card Market, the European Card Market, and you press the URL or the link towards this page, the landing page that you are directed to is actually a different page than this one. It will say non-foil. Well, this one is the Cosmos Foil Reverse Foil Pokemon Day Stamp Prismatic Evolutions Eevee. So I picked these sealed variants up for between $3 and $4, which was a steal in my opinion, and I was trying to sell them for $5 to $6 already, and I sold 2 copies. I went on Card Market to check the prices, and yes, you cannot find the prices. And you cannot go to this page with the Cosmos Foil variant. So that might be why people purchased it from me. So then, well, we are moving into the PC pickup pile, and I haven't made a long form video for quite a bit. This is really the end of the week, basically. And then the previous episode was on the start of the previous week, so it is technically almost 1.5 to 2 weeks ago. We have a nice pile of personal pickups in the meantime. I was actually watching earlier this week a video from, I think it was No Sleeve No Card Behind, and he showed an interview with an Australian manager of a Pokemon card factory from back in the Wizards of the Coast time, with also never released and published footage. So that was a really interesting video. If you like Pokemon cards and all the history and everything about it, you can always try to look it up on YouTube. It is a recent video. Here we have some more Ninja Spinner, and it was the pre-release weekend of Chaos Rising this weekend. Really cool. I've seen some cool videos about pack openings, for example, and people pulling really nice cards. I stick to the Japanese art rares. Maybe I'm gonna try to find some Full Art Trainers in English variant. Speaking about Full Art Trainers, I'm really fan of this Rosa. It was a little bit expensive for a regular Full Art Pokemon trainer, in my opinion at least, and compared to other Full Art Trainer Pokemon cards. But I really wanted to have them, and I'm not sure if the price ever goes down. Same goes for the Lily Full Art Trainer. I still need to purchase that one, and we have a Pokekit here. Now, I've been purchasing Pokekit Pokemon Full Art Trainers since the release of Shining Fates. A little bit after that is when I started collecting, I believe. Between $3 and $10. The current price is around $10, I believe, and I sold 3 from my personal collection when I needed a little bit of cash, when the sales were a little bit going slower. And now I purchased 1 back. And speaking about slower sales, in my last episode I also mentioned that the sales were slowing down, and right the next day after I recorded that video, the sales were going crazy again in terms of sales volume, not the revenue. I think last week, the weekend, was the best weekend in terms of sale volume ever. And then I think this Tuesday was also one of the best sales volume days ever. And now it slowed down again a little bit this weekend, but there you can't really predict anything about it. Just when I say everything is slowing down, you get the next weekend, the best weekend ever. So we have some really cool art rares here, Fennekin and Chespin, I believe. I'm going to stack up on those. I really like them. In comparison to the Black Bolt and White Flare art rares, these are relatively cheap. I think they are starter Pokemon, and I purchased them below $5, so... And meanwhile, the starter Pokemon in Black Bolt and White Flare are really expensive. Even the art rares in Japanese. So yeah, okay, this was my Pokemon card pickup. Another really nice Articuno, the Caterpie for the collection. I really need some more of those. And then we have the Eaton's Typhlosion and the Misty's Lapras. Those are starting to get more expensive, above $10 each now. Not a lot of stuff to talk about furthermore. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you all next week. I hope to do a really cool episode next week. Maybe we can next week take a look at my Japanese art rare binder or the Full Art Trainer binder. I see people like that a lot in my YouTube studio. And it has been a while. So have a great day everybody, and I'll catch you all on the next one.